Good morning, welcome to December. Now, December wouldn't be December here if we didn't have an advent calendar, and I have been thinking about doing a honey advent calendar. So I will have a honey advent calendar for next year, but this year I thought I would go through every day this month and I will taste a honey and share the story of the honey. Now you can see I've got a personal collection of honey. I've got over 200, they're not all here. And most of those honeys I have met the beekeepers, and so they have a story to tell. And I'm really excited about the different varieties of honey when you have single varieties of honey. So I'm going to share with you some of the stories from some of the beekeepers that I've met on my travels. And today, because it's been very much on my mind, 2 years ago today, I was leaving Bhutan after an incredible trip that I write about in my book, Bees in Bhutan. And so I wanted to start with a Bhutanese honey. Now I've got 4 or 5 Bhutanese honeys, but I wanted to start with this one. This is pure honey, and it's by a beekeeper called Kabiraj. And I met Kabiraj through the wonderful beekeepers, Naveen and Pretty, and I will taste their honey too. So there is Kabiraj, wonderful man, who lives in Bumthang, which is central Bhutan, and he's quite a honey expert, and he's got quite a few beehives, about 150 bee colonies, and here we are in his house tasting honey. So there he is with his wife, and then I'm with my I was with my driver Sonam and my wonderful guide Wonchuk, who might be joining me on here. It would be really nice if you're here, so say hello if you are. So I'm going to taste his honey. Now this one is particularly interesting because it is Apis mellifera, which was an introduced bee species. The native honeybee species in Bhutan, well, there's 3. There's Sarana, Apis florea, and the stingless bees, Trigona or Melipona bees. But this is Apis mellifera. Now, what makes it particularly interesting is its high altitude honey. Now, this honey was harvested from bees that were kept at 4,000 metres above sea level. Now, normally you would have Apis dorsata or Apis laboriosa at that kind of height, but Kabiraj puts the beehives on his back or on wheelbarrows and carries them up the mountains, leaves the hives there. And it's quite risky because there are bears and there are tigers who can damage the hives or the beekeepers. And so this is really special honey. And up at that altitude, you have wild clover, you have wild roses. And so this is a sort of a wild meadow, but a Bhutanese high altitude wild meadow honey. So I've decanted a little bit here so that you can really get the aroma. And again, it's not really sweet. It reminds me a bit of the Madagascar Niuli, so it's almost savoury, but let me put it in. It's smooth, and it has a really unexpected flavour, quite different to the smell. When you smell it, it's sort of vegetables, mushroom, certainly not fruit. But when you taste it, so it's not granular, it's quite liquid. You can see it's quite smooth, quite runny, and yet it's thick. It's not a clear honey. And as it goes, as you sort of toss it around the mouth, you get the zinginess of the roses, wild cherry, that slight bitterness of wild cherry, and then the clover is the creaminess. So absolutely delicious. So I'm going to finish this off. So it's December the 1st. This is my honey advent. And there we go. So join in with me every day through December and I'll work my way through. I've got some wonderful stories of Omani honey, American honeys from the north and the more southern sort of southwest states. I've also got Canadian honeys, South African honeys, Bulgarian honeys, and some more Bhutanese honeys. So I'm going to share these honeys with you through December. So, Honey Advent. So thank you for joining me, and put your comments below and I will answer them. If you want to know more about Bhutanese honey, there's my book. You can go to my website, paulacarnell.com, and learn more about that honey. Okay, nice to see you. Have a great day. Sun's shining. It's all wonderful. Bye.